So, Vipul, I was curious to know what is this awareness that we keep listening about in the coaching context?
Yeah. So I must tell you, Yoshita, apart from being a coach, I've also trained as an actor. That's the other avatar that I have. And I remember during my training days as an actor, I had a lot of questions, and I would ask my acting coach, and he would look at me and he would just say, "It will come." And it came after a few sessions. And that was the aha moment for me. When I reflected on his process, I realized that although he didn't give straight answers, I felt very safe in that environment. I felt I could explore, and he created that space for me without giving an answer. And somehow that was a revelation for me. I feel awareness is a moment where coaches are able to learn something about themselves or about others. Yeah.
So, Vipul, how does one get to know that you got the client in that space that you want them, where awareness will get created?
Yeah, so when you see that the client is in a very reflective and quiet state, you know that you've been able to create awareness for them.
So, from what you just told me, Vipul, it seems like this requires the coach to be in a state of being. And what I want to know is that what does a coach need to do in order to be in that state?
That's a good question, Yoshita. Okay, so let me tell you a bit about the state first. The state is a state where all our senses, the sense of smell, the sense of sight, the sense of hearing, the sense of taste is very, very active and alert, right? We call the state the coach presence. And particularly two senses, the sense of hearing and the sense of sight, which we call keen observation and profound listening, are leading the cavalry in this case. Now, when we are able to attain that state, we are able to provide an area of exploration for the coaching. And the way to do that is that the coach is able to either ask a very powerful question or stay silent, right?
So, Vipul, what do you do to create awareness when the client already has too many things running on in their mind?
So, Yoshita, this is something that I do right in the beginning of my session.
Okay.
And I use a technique called centering. So, I help the clients center themselves. And I do this by asking them to close their eyes and just focus on their breathing. It's a very simple technique that I learned when I was learning how to be an actor. And it's really helped me in developing my coaching presence. Right now, what that does is it helps create a lot of alertness and hence awareness in the client's mind. Now, a lot of people may link this to meditation, and meditation does help in making the client more alert, creating more focus, and being more calm, right? But what's really important to know is that you got to do this with integrity and not a lot of pressure on time and results, right? Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we create an environment for the client where the client feels empowered enough to pursue his or her goals.